Actually, guys, can you give me 1 minute? Can I take that call?
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely.
Mike and I are ready to do this podcast with Gerald, and he walks away. Too big, too important for talking to Mike and I. I get it. It's good to be the Gerald, I guess, but
All right, sorry about that.
no problem. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Squat Cobbler. This is Kelly at KELLYTHUL on Twitter and Instagram.
And I am Dr. Mike at Official Pagan on everything. Sorry for the laughters. Kelly is throwing me off of my game here. He just exposed himself to me on camera here as we were recording. Not in the way that sounded exactly.
Yeah, so I shared with Mike we were going to do a surprise special episode before we did some other recording. So that's this one, and this actually it's Mike's fault. 100% Mike's fault on this, because he, and I think it's a very good suggestion, he had suggested that we should add into our arsenal of Squat Cobbler content some video gaming discussions. Mike, I believe you actually were a competitive video gamer at one point in time. Is that correct?
Yes, when I was younger, I was in some gaming competitions.
Don't sound so excited about it.
Sorry. Yes, when I was younger,
Jeez.
in some gaming competitions I was. Through the blood of my competitors.
There you go. And then, and I believe the way sequencing will work out, you will all be able to hear a recent Nurture and Support where Mike repeatedly pointed out that how many game console cabinets do you have, Mike?
Arcade cabinets, I am up to 3, sir.
Up to 3. And some of those have a couple games on them, right?
They do, yeah. Each one has a few games on it, but it's like branded by, what is the word I'm looking for? Franchise branded. I got there. So there's a Star Wars cabinet with 3 games, a Mortal Kombat cabinet with 3 games, and Ninja Turtles with 2 games.
So that's 3 games, 2 games, 3 games. That's 8 games. And your 3 cabinets, and you were keeping score that night, and it was Kelly 0, Mike 3 cabinets, 8 games. So the reason Mike was laughing at the beginning is that there's something sitting behind me as we did the show tonight that has, 350 games on it. It's the AtGames Legends Ultimate Gaming Console. So I wanted to just provide Mike a little bit of surprise that I am now roughly 50 times more games than he has, and that we should be able to talk about anything because, and you'll probably hear me talk more about this gaming system later on a Nurture and Support or Squat Cobbler, but the very, very cool thing about it is it's highly extensible in that Atari 2600 games, Sega Genesis games, somebody just wrote an Amiga core so I can play Amiga games on it, so you can port all sorts of other games into it. It's got a couple HDMI ports and USB ports on the top, and you can bring in different types of things on there as well. So when we do, tell me more. Go ahead.
Do you know offhand, is there a Game Boy emulator in there?
I don't know. I'll have to check on that. I'm gonna say it could probably play Game Boy games. I'm pretty sure. I know it can connect with a Raspberry Pi and do some of those. So
okay, great. So
when we're going to do some video, talk a little bit more about kind of your vision for arcade content for Squat Cobbler. What were you thinking we might do?
So I felt like we could kind of bounce all over the place in terms of content we're doing. And it's funny that you bring this up. First off, congratulations. That looks awesome, by the way. I was checking that out. Does it say Bog Panda on it?
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention, yes, the attract screen is the video for the Bog Panda YouTube channel. So I set that up this afternoon. So
Very nice. Very nice. worth it. So it's funny you bring that up too, because I was looking at that and it looks amazing. What we're doing with our arcade here is we're going for like a full arcade in it. So that's why I opted for the more multiple branded machines on that. But I do have a Raspberry Pi that's hooked up to a monitor that I put into the bar. And I actually picked up something this week that I was going to throw at you as a possible, if we do a recommendation or if I can be a guest on a future Nurture and Support. I picked up the Evercade this week. So that's another thing that I wanted to talk about. But I felt like, and especially now that you have that available to you, we could really do multiple games, do multiple systems.
Yep, I think it would be fun. I mostly wanted, a couple things. One, wanted to introduce the Squaddies to some new content that we're going to be coming up to let you know. You're going to start to get some arcade and gaming content from Mike and I. And two, I just wanted to startle Mike. And I think I achieved my goal. So
You did, very much, sir. And again, congratulations. It looks awesome.
We'll end up talking, I'm sure. One of the shows we'll talk a lot more about it, but I'm going to have an assembly video out soon here that I took as I put it together. And it took me about, I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure it was about 15 minutes to put the whole thing together. They've done a really nice job in setting it up, and it's kind of idiot proof, and it worked out great. So my primary objectives were to kind of make sure we kind of shared with the Squaddies that you are going to get some kind of really cool, we hope, really cool arcade and gaming content here coming down the road, and startled Mike a little bit, and I think I achieved that goal. So that's all I've got for this week. Any parting comments, sir?
Just make sure you guys like and subscribe, especially now that you know all that cool gaming content is coming.
All right, I'm going to stop the broadcast.